Welcome back everyone. Today we learn about force and pressure. A force is a push or a pull exerted by one object on another. The SI unit for force is Newton. Forces can be categorized into contact force and non-contact force. Examples of contact forces are frictional force, elastic spring force, tension force, normal force. Examples of non-contact forces are gravitational force, magnetic force. Force can be measured using a force meter. Example, a spring balance. The spring in an extension spring balance stretches when a pulling force acts on it. The extent to which the spring stretches indicates the size of the force. The spring in a compression spring balance compresses when a pushing force acts on it. The extent to which the spring compressed indicates the size of the force. Next, we discuss about the effects of forces. A force can change the state of rest or motion of objects. Force can make a moving object stop, and also make a stationary object move. Force can change the direction of moving objects. Force can increase or decrease the speed of moving objects. In this example, the motorcyclist is initially traveling on the road at high speed. When he pressed the brake handle, the wheel slows down, and finally his motorcycle stops. Force can change the shape and size of objects. When a force is applied to an object connected to a pivot, it can cause the object to turn about that pivot. This is called the turning effect of force. Force can change the pressure on objects. Pressure is directly proportional to force. We will discuss more about this later. Next, we discuss about several important types of force: frictional force, magnetic force, and gravitational force. Frictional force is a contact force, that means it requires contact to occur. Frictional force, or also called friction, is a force that slows down and stops a moving object. Friction has both disadvantages and advantages. The disadvantages of friction are: it causes materials to wear out, for example, wear out tires and shoes. It slows movement of objects on difficult surfaces, for example, slows down a bowling ball. The advantages of friction are: it provides a grip on holding objects. It prevents falling. It slows down or stops moving objects, for example, brakes. It prevents moving object from skidding, thus allowing us to walk. To reduce frictional force, we can use the following methods. Employing lubrication like oil, grease. Using bearings like roller bearing, ball bearing, rollers, and wheels, for example, conveyor belt. Polishing surfaces in contact. Using air cushion between surfaces, for example, hovercraft. The next type of force we learn today is magnetic force. Magnetic force is a non-contact force. Magnetic force is exerted between a magnet and its conductor, through pull by attraction. Magnetic force is also exerted between magnets, through pull, or push, by attraction or repulsion respectively. The magnetic force produced by a magnet acts in a space surrounding the magnet called the magnetic field. The magnetic field is strongest at the magnetic poles. The magnetic field gets weaker further away from the magnetic pole. Attraction is achieved by opposite poles, and repulsion by like poles.